Well, that was strange. The internet took a little dump there, so we had a little bit of, wow, that's coming through the microphone. The internet took a little dump there, so we didn't have any sound, so I apologize for the delay. But, hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to Morning Java. I'm CT. He is Dodd, and as you may have already noticed, somebody forgot the hard drive at the house this morning, so we don't have our normal look. But hey, I'm okay with it. It's red, white, and blue. Meh, whatever, right?
That's actually not bad.
No.
I kind of like it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Nicely done, sir.
Your audio is coming through the... 1 second. Wow. I have to fix your audio for a second. All right, let's try that.
I actually kind of like it.
There we go.
It looks delightful.
The scene, yeah, this is what where ours is going to be changed to. I just haven't had time to. But
So
yeah,
br-
this is the new look that's happening.
It's so bright.
Well,
It's nice.
it's not busy. It's not, there's not a whole lot.
Yeah.
So I'm okay with it. But hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome. Again, I apologize for the delay in the stream.
Yeah, all that sound you heard coming through the mic was my phone telling me the internet's reestablished.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah, that was-
Listen, I promise the bill has been paid, so,
That was weird.
Yeah. But that's okay.
Random internet droppage.
It could. You know what? I tell you what. We have Gateway Fiber here, and shout out to Gateway Fiber, big time. Because do you realize in the whole time we have been here, that is the first time we've ever had an issue with Gateway
Yes,
Fiber.
it absolutely is.
Like, have never dropped. We've never had a single problem at all. This is the first time. So, okay. Remember when we were in the dungeon? And
Dude, we had whole shows
we
couldn't do.
We had Spectrum,
Yeah.
and Spectrum was out every 5 minutes, it seemed like. It was terrible.
There was a lot.
That being said, that's a good shout out for Gateway Fiber and since they are the sponsor for the studio across the hall at KYRO, then everything comes out of the Gateway Fiber studio over there.
It does, and they are an excellent choice for internet, no doubt.
If you can get it, I highly recommend it. I think we got 500 meg service for like $75.
Yeah, it's not anything
And that's up
crazy.
and down. That's not 500. That's not 500 meg down, and you get like 12 up. Like
True.
Spectrum. So okay, there's our. There you go, Gateway. That was specifically for you. Anyhow, I got a present for you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you remember I've told you several times about a place over in Wentzville called Elby's General Store.
Oh, yeah.
Remember I got you the balsamic
Oh,
and
I
the
remember.
olive oil from there?
Man, yeah.
It was great. I think that was what, the jalapeno oil?
Yep.
Okay. So they have all these garlics and everything too
Oh, my.
that are fantastic. And you and I both love garlic.
Garlic
And
is good.
But here's the thing. I had bought what's called sample pack, which has different little garlic packs in it, garlic things in it. And one of them, you cook. I love to eat Asian food, but I don't cook it,
Correct.
except for maybe Szechuan chicken. I love that.
Fair.
That's easy. You just put your vegetables in, your chicken or whatever, and dump the sauce in there, and it's good to go.
And now you're like, ooh, Szechuan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but you do cook
I
Asian.
do.
So I brought this one for you. This is called, it's from Elby's General Store over in Old Town, Wentzville. And if you guys get a chance, you should really go over there and check it out, everybody. But this is called Asian Zing.
Ooh.
So and what's really cool is because these are like, when I use garlic, I use a lot of minced garlic because I love garlic. So that's for me when I'm cooking a dish. This is a full serving. Like, I will dump this whole thing in there. So,
Whoa.
but you can do what you want. But anyhow,
Well, thanks, buddy. That sounds fantastic.
Asian Zing, and this is for you because I'll never use it.
I'm good with it.
While we're on the subject of food, another big shout out to Penrod's over in Aylesbury. go over and see them today and tell them that the guys over at Traveling East Productions sent you.
Yes.
What's happening in your world today, this morning, this week?
Man,
Anything specific?
not really.
You've been on the radio over there quite a bit this week on Newswatch.
I had to do a little bit of modifying with some shop hours for a couple of days. Just their show starts at like 5:20 in the afternoon, so it's really only 40 minutes less for me from when I leave work. John had football games and all kinds of stuff, so a lot of days it was Sarge by himself. So Sarge was like, "Hey, you want to come do this with me?" And I was like, "Yeah, let's do it." So Monday and Tuesday I was off from the gun shop, so I was on there with him anyway, and that was fun. And Jay and Burgundy were on. And then we did Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because Burgundy was out.
No, what I find funny
Yeah.
about those shoes, wow,
Shoes?
about those shows,
Yeah.
is and I knew this, and I knew it. I just knew this was what was going to happen. So they have certain outlooks on things, and sometimes they tend to run middle of the road,
Yeah.
right? And then here comes Dodd, who is about the most extreme right as you can get, and he's way further right than I am, but I'm also way further right than they are. But it's funny to watch them say something, and then here comes Dodd. Well, I don't really care. And the reason I don't care is because blah, 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 blah. And it's just like, it's just funny. Because I'm sitting there laughing because I'm thinking to myself, if I was sitting next to him, I'd say the same thing. Because you know how sometimes when we're doing Not Politically Correct with Lee, and Lee will say something, and you and I will both just look at each other and go,
What the hell was that?
okay, look, dude, you...
Yes.
I did miss Lee last Wednesday.
So did I. It was kind of...
It was a fun show. We
It
got
was
it
fun,
done.
but we need that
wasn't the
Lee
same,
element. No,
right?
not
It wasn't
at
the
all.
same.
Which I never thought I'd actually say that, but
Yeah, don't tell him.
yeah,
people,
nobody
please.
tell Lee that we really missed him on Not Politically Correct, but we did. So yeah, that was definitely kind of fun. Yeah, apparently I guess I do kind of drop the right bomb.
Yeah, but it's okay because they need it.
I'm like,
Tim is a really good dude, but he's more of a rhino.
I'm like,
I've had to drop on him too because they'll be talking about like guns, gun laws and stuff. And Tim said something one time, and blessed him, whatever. But he was saying, yeah, you really need to keep your guns. Or they both said, I'm sorry, it was Sarge something, who's former military, so I don't understand why he has this outlook on it. But it was, put a gun, your gun needs to be locked in a box in the house, and your ammo needs to be over here, blah, blah, blah. And so I wrote in the comments, I said, oh, so what do I say? Hold on, Mr. Burglar, while I unlock my gun and go get my ammo for you to rob me?
mic drop. I was like,
Okay, you got to think, guys. Sometimes before you speak, think. Think about the logic in your statements.
dude, I had so
For-
much.
and
I
one-
had- it was
oh.
fun. It was so much fun.
One of those statements, not from them, but
Yeah.
this was a statement that I keep hearing over and over. One of the things that the left is always their little punching bag item on Trump is he's a failed businessman. All these filed bankruptcies and blah blah blah. Okay, hold on. I don't know if you saw my post. So let me get this straight. A man has 100 businesses.
Right.
10 of those fail. So what you're telling me is a 90% success rate is actually a failure?
Yeah, I did see that, and I was like, that doesn't make.
Tell
any
me
sense.
how that makes sense.
Well, and
Your
there's-
math isn't mathing.
No, your math isn't mathing because here's the thing. It doesn't matter if you have 100 business or you have one business. If the business is losing money consistently and not making you money, it becomes a liability.
You liquidate it. You're done.
So according to our tax code, you can liquidate that thing. And does it hurt you? Yes, but it also depends how you set it up.
Yes.
If it's a corporation, guess what? Big deal. You liquidate it. That's the end of it. You move on. You do something else.
Well, their biggest talking point is always, well, Trump University. Okay, well, you do realize that he wasn't running it, right? He financed it.
Right.
He put it together, but he didn't run it.
No.
The people that ran it pulled that crap and did that. He didn't. It wasn't him personally.
Could you?
He was investing in our future with Trump University.
Could you imagine Trump as the dean of a university?
I would love it. I'd take it in a heartbeat.
You're fired. Get out of here. Go.
So, I also heard something.
Oh, yes?
I heard that we're bullies.
You know, I heard that rumor. I did hear that rumor. I heard this rumor that us hardcore righties are super bullies, and we make it really hard for people on the left to even really exist. and we just bully our way into everything, and that's just how the right is.
Oh.
And the left actually has more listeners and more followers each week, and they're much more successful.
I actually have all those numbers, and I can say you are absolutely incorrect in your math.
Well, I suppose that, success weighed by those with Trump derangement syndrome isn't really valid, is it?
No.
I mean, ultimate success for someone with the derangement syndrome is socialism with a side of Marxism. So, it doesn't really matter. But just because it'll be fun, we'll probably do an internet-only show here in the next few weeks, and we will show you exactly what bullies look like.
Yeah, I think we should.
Because I don't mind being a bully. It doesn't bother me at all.
I'll go back and download some of the episodes.
Oh, yeah.
We'll
do a whole show. It'll be fantastic.
Because there's actually one clip that I really want to get in where there was a guest on that show that was, while sitting on a Fox affiliate station, talking crap about Fox while on a Fox affiliate station. So we'll go down those paths.
Yeah, we'll have some fun. You guys will enjoy it, and we'll even put together some of the other times where the left calls, not particularly this left, but the left in general, calls for violence, elimination of candidates, and all that. We'll put it together and we'll show how bully-y the left actually is and what they're willing to do to make sure you can't do things. Hashtag Weather Underground Capitol Bombing.
Here we go.
Wow, look at that.
Trap.
So what are we looking at for today? Is it going to be hotter than crap again?
Yes.
Because, dude,
we're supposed to
yesterday...
get some rain. I thought we were supposed to get some rain last night, but it didn't happen.
We got rain the night before last. Yesterday morning, I woke up and it was downpouring over here.
We're supposed to have a 40% today and an 80% tomorrow, 70% on Monday.
Good.
And then the temperatures get back down into like mid-70s for a couple days.
Good, because yesterday was like a freaking
upper 70s
sauna.
That was horrible.
That was, like, I heard it pouring down rain at about 5 in the morning. I thought, this will be nice. I walked outside at 8 o'clock. The sun was out. All the clouds were gone, and it felt like I was in a rice cooker.
It's dry as a bone at my place. I don't know. We didn't get any rain.
We must have just got a short little...
Must have been down that 79 corridor.
Yeah, I mean, we got a bunch of rain. We got like a half inch of rain in maybe an hour. But nothing.
Strange.
Cool stuff happening this morning. We got the farmer's market going on down across from the gun shop.
Definitely. Go see that.
Yeah.
Last time I was down there, I got some really nice squash.
Oh, yeah, you did. That was really, really good.
Yeah.
I do know that there's some apple fritters reserved for you, buddy. Yeah. So, that's...
I'm all in 100% on those.
I figured you might be. Yeah. Fun times down in Lower East Winfield this morning. Go down to the farmer's market. Go check it out. Go find yourself some... They always have baked stuff. And I loved baked goods.
Also, today, usually after the top of the hour break, we usually have Phil call in from Canada. And since I don't have my normal setup, Phil will not be calling in today because I don't have it set up for him, and I apologize.
That's fair. Sorry, Phil.
Sorry, Phil. I already talked to him. He's cool. But I will say this, a big shout out to our sponsors. those that make this show happen and all the shows on Traveling East
Absolutely.
Productions. Those guys are, some of them have been with us for a while.
Yeah, we really appreciate having Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscaping with us. You know, they've been with us for quite a while. If you have got grass that needs to be cut, or now that's moving into fall, you need to get, leaves out of there, or some branches. You want to go ahead and get some fall decorations put up, that kind of stuff. Then reach out to Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscaping. You can find them on Facebook at Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscaping. Get with them and let them make your home beautiful. They also build retaining walls and do driveway grading, and they have, if you've got like big fields you need cut, they've got a guy that can help with that. They've got all kinds of good stuff. Check them out. Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscaping.
That's the ones. That's the ones. And of course, Black Flag Outfitters, and we'll be talking more about what happens over there throughout the show. And also, since we mentioned Phil, let's talk about Original Crow Feather Crystal Healing Jewelry. You can find him on Facebook, Instagram. Is he on X?
I'm sure he's on it.
He probably is. But Original Crow Feather Crystal Healing Jewelry. Get a hold of him. It's all handmade, and it's beautiful stuff. So go and check that out. Who am I forgetting? Oh, Safe Harbor Insurance.
Absolutely. Safe Harbor Insurance is your insurance destination. No matter if you own a house, a car, a business, a boat, maybe you've got a porta potty you'd like to be sure is insured just in case somebody goes to Taco Bell before they come to your job site.
Like John's son.
Or John's son. Either way, you might want to have it insured. And the best way to do that is to reach out to a broker. Dave and Holly are brokers. They have over 20 different insurance companies that they can get you insurance from. I use them. Almost everybody I know uses them. Check them out. Best way to find them is on Facebook. Safe Harbor Insurance Winfield. Go on there, see what they've got. Come up here and come see Dave and Holly. Bring them a copy of your policy.
Yeah.
And just say, hey, here's what I've got. Can you save me money?
Yeah.
They're either going to say, absolutely, you're getting ripped off, or no, you actually have a great policy. Hold on to it.
Yeah.
I mean, we know that we've seen a 40% increase in insurance policies in the last 3.5 years. I'm not sure what's connected to that. But save every bit you can and go see Dave and Holly at Safe Harbor Insurance Winfield.
Yeah.
Indeed.
Absolutely.
Yes, sir? What are you thinking about over there?
That it was hot when I came in here, and the AC just has not cooled off the place yet.
Well,
Yeah.
that is a real thing.
So apparently some transcripts were revealed, came out.
Yep.
General Milley confirmed that Trump did, in fact, and I believe it was January 3rd,
Yes, it was.
told them, hey, look, there's going to be a bunch of people. This could be a problem. I highly suggest that you get National Guard or troops out there. I don't care who you use, basically.
Mm-hmm.
And the response basically was, oh, you know what? It was Trump talking, so you know how that guy is. He can talk for 90 minutes and sound like Castro, and so I just kind of blew it off.
Yeah. And here's the interesting part. There were a few on the left.
It wasn't an order. Well, he said that you should do this. It doesn't have to be an order. He just told you, he gave you permission to do
He
it.
authorized you to do it.
Basically, yes. It was authorized. It wasn't an order.
Which means, realistically, this falls back on Nancy Pelosi.
Yes.
And there was some on the left that were kind of throwing a fit after this transcript came out because they were like, oh, he was ordering active duty to the area. Well, guess what? D.C. is not a state. It is a military district.
Yes.
Which means you can do that.
Yes.
It's the only military district off of a base in the United States.
Which is one of the reasons why afterwards the mayor was trying to get basically governor status for D.C. so that she could control National Guard.
Correct.
Remember that?
Oh, I remember. She
wanted to be a mayor with governor status, basically.
Yes.
Or governor powers.
Yes.
No, you're just a mayor. Deal
Nope.
with it.
Nope. Deal with it.
Trump offered it. He suggested you do it. He gave you permission. He authorized it. And you said no. So, hey, blah,
Yeah,
blah, 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 blah.
So it looks like that lie's been dispelled.
Oh, no,
Once-
they'll still be buying into it.
Oh, I'm sure. I'm absolutely positive they will.
Who?
Because that's just the way that whole thing works out most of the time.
Oh, there's been so much stuff coming out here lately on the whole pager situation. Hilarious. I'm just watching people the biggest ones this week. Okay, if you want to go, all right, let's talk memes just for this week, right?
Oh, absolutely.
Two biggest ones this entire week. And there's been so many different ones that it's just been hilarious. One is the pagers
Yep.
exploding. And two is Diddy.
Whew.
So now it's a for sure thing. They've got him for the Tupac murder.
Yep.
And guess what? They're also going after him for Biggie Smalls.
Yeah.
So it looks like he paid for both to happen.
Yeah. Man.
Not to mention thousands of bottles of baby oil and everything else that's coming out about him.
Ooh, they have got him.
Dude, is that not some nasty stuff?
They probably only brought it up because he was probably starting to like become pro-Trump or something weird. They were like, let's shut him up.
I just find it funny. Well, number one, I've never been a fan of his at all. I mean, I will listen to hip-hop, certain ones, like Eminem, somebody like that. Tupac, I did enjoy. Storytellers, that's who I like, storytellers. I don't like
Yes.
that gangster stuff. I like storytellers. And he was one that I never listened to because I just didn't care. His stuff was crap as far as I'm concerned. So, but anyways, yeah. But we're going to send our friends over at KYRO off to their little breaky break.
All right.
While we do that, we're going to continue on the video feed. If you want to join us there, you can always go to Traveling East Productions Facebook page, Traveling East Productions YouTube,
Yep.
or Traveling East Productions Rumble channel.
Yes.
Rumble.com, YouTube.com. Give us a like, give us a follow. Go watch over there, and you can see the entire show and everything that happens during the breaks. That being said, while you're away, stay awake, not woke, and we'll see you at KYRO when you get back. Okay, they're gone.
All right, they're gone. How long are they gone for?
They're gone. Let's talk about them.
All right, very good. So yeah, it's been an entertaining week, man. We've had some weird crap going about, like nonstop weird. We had attempted political assassinations.
Mm-hmm.
We had just thing after thing keeps popping up this week, and it's like, wait, what is going on? I just find it interesting. I also think it's interesting the left's response to it, which is, hey, let's pretend like it just didn't happen. You've got the director of the DOJ refusing and absolutely refusing to charge the dude in Florida with an attempted assassination.
Yeah.
I
don't get
the
that one.
DOJ wanting to question him. You have DeSantis saying, nope, you're not getting anywhere near him. We're handling the case. DeSantis straight out called out the DOJ for covering stuff up in the last assassination attempt.
Well, here's what really impresses me. Okay, over a period of a long time now, since Lincoln, we've watched the states lose their, I don't want to say sovereignty, but sovereignty, and we've lose their state rights.
Yeah.
So what he has done by doing this and saying, no, we the people of this state will handle this. This state, he's taken that power back.
Yes.
And for me, I hope other states will pay attention to this because, hey, guess what? You can do the same damn thing.
Yes.
If you will stand up and take your rights back as a state that they have one by one taken away, then you can restore the republic that we were supposed to be.
Yes, you can.
Remember that old footage, that old film? And I've seen clips of it many times. The guy telling the difference between a democracy and a republic.
It's like from the 50s where he talks about how
you know which one I'm talking about?
How the communists try to use the term democracy.
He's talking about democracy always falls into a dictatorship because it's based on equality for everyone and the government being in control, basically, whereas the a republic is built on individual liberty.
Correct.
And powerful. I've got to get what I need to do is I need to get the audio because we can play the audio, and I think it'd be wonderful. I love the audio on that.
It's really
it's like
good.
that speech, on why is America so great? Freedom. Shut up. I don't know what you're talking about. Yosemite?
It's pretty good.
Great stuff.
Yeah, that's a powerful one.
1950s, yeah.
1950s, they talk about how the communists are going to try to use the term democracy interchangeable with republic to destroy the republic.
And I think it was only like a 10 or 12 minute thing. It wasn't a very long 15 minute maybe.
It was a school video.
Yeah.
Like it's a...
was it a school video?
Yeah, it's a school video. Like a watch this in, American history or American government class. Yeah.
See, I remember it from high school, and I can't remember what class. It might have been U.S. history. It might have been I don't remember, but I do remember it. But it never clicked with me until now. Of course, I was never involved with politics back then. Mm-hmm. I didn't get involved with politics until probably 10 years ago.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So they'll be coming back here in just a couple of seconds, so we'll... shit, damn, hell, piss, all that stuff out of the way.
Yep.
And then we can get back on the radio and say hello to the FCC again.
Yay.
Oh, no, they got a Fox update. One more minute.
Oh, cool.
So, shit, damn, hell, piss. I'll say it again. All right. Sorry, Grammy. But I had to do it.
You did. And I don't blame you.
I miss her.
Yes.
She was awesome. Those of you who don't remember, Dodd's grandma was one of our biggest supporters ever.
Always in the comment section.
Always in the comment section.
And if we weren't on by 5 after, I was getting a text message. You guys on?
Yeah. She was always telling me to watch my mouth. You don't need to say those words.
Be good.
And then it happens. It got so... It was so impactful that I'd be out anywhere and I would say something. I go, "Oh, sorry, Grammy." Anyhow. Okay, hopefully they're coming back. And yeah. Oh, no, and now it's a weather update. I don't understand this deal. It doesn't work properly.
It's okay.
It's weird. Anyhow, we've got a lot more to talk about.
We have so much to talk about today, and there's so many interesting, fun stories out there. We've got AOC blowing a head gasket over memes.
Oh, and the other thing I wanted to talk about, too, is,
Yes?
Whoa. How the left is what the left is doing now is they're panicking basically because they did not get that endorsement
from the Teamsters.
Yeah. And did you see the video I sent you of the Teamster?
Yes.
Okay. So basically here's what happened. The union asked them to take a vote of their members who they wanted to back.
Yeah.
And 50 some odd percent of 57, I think, something like that, 56, 57, I don't remember, but over 57%, almost 60% said Trump. 30-something percent said Kamala, and then I don't know, a lower amount said various others. But yet they did not give Trump the endorsement.
No, they didn't.
Which means he said, look, you don't understand. Without the members, there is no union. So if you don't, and we walk away, you've got an issue.
Yeah.
Now, let me explain what happens. If they walk away from the union and places deunionize because there is no union, wow.
Do it.
Do it. Because here's the thing, a union is nothing more than a pyramid scheme. It really is.
Nowadays, definitely.
When it started, no. But
No.
nowadays, yes. Those guys are doing nothing but taking your money, and they're making bad investments. Remember that the Teamsters actually lost the retirement funds on bad investments.
Yes.
But by God, let's still pay those dues, and let's back our union, because they're it's almost like the government.
Well, and what's funny is you had the same thing from the International Firefighters Union.
Oh, really?
So what they did is they said, well, we're not going to endorse anybody, but at the local level, they can endorse whoever they want. Way to stay semi-neutral, but not really. Yeah. I was like, yep. I remember getting my who I should vote for union packet from the Firefighters Union telling me how I needed to vote for Hillary Clinton in 2016. And I was like, nah, I don't think I do. Every single left-wing candidate is who they were supporting. And I was like, nope, you and I we don't agree at all. And my wages suck, so please tell me what you're doing for me.
There is no reason for a union or anybody to tell anybody how to vote. No reason for it whatsoever. We've got musicians, we've got actors, we've got athletes, we've got all these people telling our kids and telling people how to vote and what to think. There was a quote from Alice Cooper.
Yeah.
And this is and this goes across the board, really, in my opinion. It's pretty unilateral. When musicians are telling people who to vote for, I think that's an abuse of power. You're telling your fans not to think for themselves, just to think like you. Rock and roll is about freedom, and that's not freedom. That's Alice Cooper. There's two guys in rock and roll that foreshadow and created what we now have. Ozzy Osbourne and Alice Cooper.
Yeah, pretty much.
I mean, so many bands have followed that path because of them, is what I'm saying. They are the forefathers at this time. Before that, you had the Beatles, and you had all these others that were forefathers. But these are the guys who stand at the top of the helm right now. And if he's telling you, hey, do what you need to do, then don't do what I do. Don't think like I do. All I need you to do is enjoy my music and, pay to come see me.
Exactly. My favorite, I don't remember who it is. It's one of the random rockers. And they were like, well, who do you think, who are you going for the presidential election? And he said, well, really all I have to do is ask myself, am I better off now than I was 3.5 years ago? And I make my decision according to that. That's
fair. That's a pretty simple, basic way to do it.
Are you better off today than you were 3.5 years ago?
Dodd, are you better off today than you were 3.5 years ago?
Not particularly.
No, me either.
No.
You know what's funny? I make 25%, 30% more than what I did 3.5 years ago.
Right. But everything
costs 3 times
more.
as much.
Yeah.
So,
yeah, this is like the dummies that think increasing the minimum wage gets you more money. Idiots. But, what do you do?
Ecuador is the guy over there in Ecuador is now talking about restoring foreign military bases.
Really?
Well, they're between Brazil and Colombia.
Well,
Their prisons are ran by gangs.
yeah.
Drugs are in and out like crazy, both the prisons and the streets. He's worked with the U.S., but without military in there is no help. And the country used to be a lot better, I guess. And Ecuador is one of those countries we really don't hear much about at all.
No.
But yeah. So that's going to be an interesting one to watch. Apparently, Georgia is getting an awakening.
Yeah.
Well, Kamala, I guess you should say Kamala's getting an awakening in Georgia because there's a whole lot of undecided black voters in Georgia.
Yeah, I'm actually reading that article. It just popped up on the pundit. Yeah, this is...
Well, when asked about their thoughts on Harris, it's not going so well. Not going so well.
Wow. If you're curious about that, go check it out. It's on the Gateway Pundit. It just got posted. It's referring to a roundtable they did with undecided black voters in Georgia. She's not winning any points there.
There's been a decline everywhere. So, did you watch the video of Tim Walz and it telling you how to work on your car and talking about car maintenance and then talking about J.D. Vance and Trump while he's doing it?
What?
Like he's trying to act all manly. Like, hey, this is I want to talk to you about maintenance on your vehicle, and he's sitting there under the hood wiping his hands, not really doing anything. But the whole time, all he's doing is talking about Trump and J.D. Vance and what pieces of crap
That
they
was
are. And
weird.
so on and so forth.
Weird. It made no sense whatsoever. I was like, what are you doing? Are you trying to appeal to people that you're not twinkle toes here?
It's funny you said that, because what would have made that video better was if he would have danced his way to the vehicle and then danced his way out doing jazz hands or something.
Yeah. Like, we would have found that funny and believable. I would have thoroughly enjoyed it. I was like, wow, that's... So, did you see that the Alicia Bobbitt case now has to wait 2 more years for the wrongful death suit to even go to trial?
Why?
Your guess is as absolutely good as mine.
This is 3.5 years ago.
Right.
And now they've got to wait 5.5 years?
No.
It's ridiculous.
No.
So what's holding this off?
Nobody really knows. Nobody has any idea. They just said.
But they can go after Trump immediately. Huh. Oh, I'm sorry. That's justice. That's equality in the justice system, right?
Our justice system is crap.
Is that why Lady Liberty has a chain on her feet?
That's an interesting subtopic. Go for it. No, go for it.
There's 2 images that really come to mind. One is the blindfold on Justice, okay? And the other is the chain, ankles. Give us you're tired and you're hungry and so on and so forth. Why? Why is her ankle chained?
It's a good question. I have nothing.
Nobody's come up with a reason.
Yeah.
Now, this was a gift from France.
Uh-huh.
So my question is, and what I want to go back and see, because this will tell a different story too, was it designed or was that added on when it got here?
It's hard to say. Now, I also, because I'm a relatively terrible person, I'm just going to admit this and I'm going to say it. Do me a favor. Don't give me your tired. Don't give me your worn. Don't give me your weak. We have plenty of them.
Yeah.
Why don't you keep that crap and make yourself strong?
You know what? I'm going to go with you on that. Give me your strong. Give me the one. Give me your fighters. Give me your ones who want liberty. Give me your ones who want their own lives back.
Yeah. There's
That's
no
the ones I
shelter
want.
here.
Yeah, no shelter here. I'm done with that.
No.
We tried that. It didn't work.
It didn't work. It's a failed experiment. Out. Done.
If the First Continental Congress
Oh my gosh.
walked in the House today and saw what was going on, what would you think their reaction would be?
They would challenge so many members of Congress to immediate duels. It's unreal.
One by one, right?
Pretty much. Yeah, without a doubt. There would be things that the left would tell you they'd be shocked by, and they wouldn't. Because, of course, everybody would. Here's how this goes, 'cause I've heard this argument before. The left always says they would be absolutely shocked that you had things like blacks in Congress and in office. No, they wouldn't. Not even a little bit.
No.
Because the vast majority of them were against the slave trade anyway.
Agreed.
But they needed to create a nation.
Agreed. So
That
they had
wouldn't
to start here.
That wouldn't bother anybody. They'd be
No,
like,
it
"Oh,
wouldn't, because you remember some of the first words spoken in the Declaration
Yes.
and in documentation is all men are created equal.
right."
That in their minds that did include black men.
It did, without a doubt. So that wouldn't shock them. What would shock them is the abomination that you have created.
Correct.
The trillions of dollars you spend on murderous campaigns.
Yes.
The
Well, not just that-
meddling in the daily lives
Thank
of the
you.
American
That's where I was going.
citizen would send them over the edge.
The way the government has taken total control of industry, has taken total control of your daily lives, of your market, the values of everything, so on and so forth, and then to watch them, if they over time were sitting up there watching our government slowly strip away rights one by one,
yeah.
they would be appalled.
That's what they would react to.
Yeah, exactly. What the democratic ideal became, there was no reason. There should have been, okay, the way this was set up, there should have been no reason to create the Republican Party if things would have stayed the way it was supposed to be.
I mean, you know,
I'm just saying there should have been no reason.
and they were heavily warned not to get into a two-party system.
Yes.
Over and
there
over.
should have been no reason for any party.
No.
All there was, remember, at the very beginning, all there was Federalists and Anti-Federalists. That's it. And they weren't parties. They were just ways of thinking.
Right, they were an ideology.
Ideologies, not parties.
No, not at all.
Go back and read. We'll go back and read the papers, but also go back and read the correspondence between all of them. Jefferson's letters are amazing to read. Thomas Jefferson was a great speaker, a great orator. He was a great writer. His ideas were fantastic. And then for him to... These are guys who disagreed with each other, but sat at a table and guzzled beer and discussed things.
Yes.
Didn't call each other names, didn't make up names for each other.
They got pretty heated.
They did, but at the end of the day, they were Americans.
They were. And they made that very clear.
We are still together. We're still strong together, even though we disagree. But now we're so spread apart and so divided, thank you, Obama, that they can't do that anymore. I disagree with you on the left, so therefore, the problem is Federalists and Anti-Federalists were not as far apart as Democrats and Republicans are. Democrats and Republicans are so far apart, they can't they can't even, there's nothing they have in common.
No.
Not a true Republican and a true Democrat.
No.
Now, we have fake Republicans. That's a different story. That's a totally different
we
thing.
have plenty of those.
But what we're doing now is it's become so divided that now we've here's a crazy thing. Look at this. It's like a loop, right? The left keeps going left, the right keeps going right, until all of a sudden, boom, it's a uniparty. They go so far left that they become right, and the right goes so far left that they become left. Boom, it's a uniparty.
The thing is, we haven't had a lot of people go so far right that they swung around to the left. We've had a lot of...
I guess what I'm saying
We've had a lot of middle-of-the-road conservatives
Yes.
who became leftist.
Well, what I'm saying is they reach this point right here, and then they start meeting back together, and they create the uniparty. You have the ones that stay here. They're far right, and they're far left.
Yep.
But then you have those that go further, is what I'm saying, until they become a uniparty. But the problem is that uniparty, both of them, this one goes back, this one goes forward, and this one that was far right now becomes part of the left.
Yep.
It's a weird dial that's happening, a weird...
And you've had some...
A wheel of democracy.
Well,
It's gotten so bad, I hate the word democracy.
Well, because it should never be used.
No.
We are not and have never been a democracy. Stop that crap. Quit saying it. If I hear you say democracy, I will correct you immediately because you are an idiot who doesn't understand the very basic rules of the U.S. governmental system. Yeah. You are a moron who is regurgitating leftist propaganda news, and obviously you have no free thought of your own or understand the basis of the U.S. Constitution, which makes you not a democracy, but a republic. It is a huge difference between a democracy and a republic. It was best described as this. In a democracy, 51% of the people can strip 49% of people of their rights.
And that's what we're seeing.
And that is not a republic.
No.
Because in a republic, they are bound. We are a bound republic.
If we would have stayed a republic, there would have been no reason for to leave the gold standard.
No. If we were actually a republic, there would be no reason why we have this game played where billions of dollars go into electing senators each year.
Agreed.
Because the states would be appointing their own senators.
Dude. And you know what they're doing now is, if you notice, the big thing now going around is this basically a roulette election, this damn ranked choice voting.
Oh.
Seems to be like a big thing. Everybody wants ranked choice voting.
Yeah, because they know they can cheat hardcore with ranked choice voting.
It's which is, and I don't understand why libertarians are so for it.
Yeah, it doesn't really make any sense.
See, there's a couple of things. The reason I helped to start the Lincoln County Libertarian Committee here. Myself and Ken Elliott, and I was okay with it because I was so irritated with this uniparty stuff, and I was so irritated with rhinos that I don't know, I needed something in my brain. And as I dove more and more into it, I just couldn't do it because they make no stands on anything really. And it's just, and things like ranked choice voting and
open borders
and that type of thing. I'm like, you know what? No, I can't do this. And speaking of the borders, did you see the story on the Texas DPS?
No, what was that one?
16 illegals were found inside a false wall
of
a trailer.
Yes, I did see that one.
There was a false, and when I say a trailer, I don't mean like parked in a lot somewhere,
right?
Some RV park or something. When I say a trailer, I mean a semi-trailer,
right?
Inside the wall of the trailer was a false wall, and there were 16 illegals in it.
Yep. Strange. But not surprising.
And COVID was so bad that we couldn't go visit our families, but we still had an open border.
So there
Thank you, Kamala.
Speaking of the So did you see where the former director of ICE testified before Congress that he was told by the administration he was to downplay the numbers of illegals crossing, and he was to directly lie to Congress, no matter what. No matter what they asked, he was to lie to Congress. Now, he went before Congress in a, yes, I did this. This is what I was ordered to do. You need to know what actually happened. That's kind of a big deal, and no one is talking about it. Nobody. Nobody out there is even mentioning this story. That is a huge story. He was told to lie to the American people, lie to the media, lie to Congress, and hide numbers. That's kind of a big deal. To make it appear not nearly as bad as it is. Interesting.
Did you see the polling that they're saying in Virginia? They're talking about in Virginia. I don't know if it's true or not.
Yeah.
But then again, it depends on who you poll. This is the problem with polls. You choose who you want to poll.
Right.
And that doesn't mean it's indicative or representative of the true,
No, it really doesn't. I think it's more creepy that polls are already open in Virginia.
Well, that too.
That gives you a lot of time to cheat your butts off.
And what we get out of Virginia in 2020.
One of the biggest cheats that we've seen outside of Georgia.
Yeah.
Because here's how weird it was. Virginia goes to Biden. 2 months later, they have their governor, lieutenant governor, and attorney general race, and they all are hardcore conservatives. Well, that's enough to tell you right there that there was massive cheating in the state. You're not going to have a bunch of people that vote for Biden, and then 2 months later, before he's even in office, vote for a hardcore conservative governor. No. Virginia's kind of the state nobody's talked about, because there was a lot that went down there. Looks like we're coming up on that top of the hour break for our KYRO friends. We will see you guys here in a minute. It appears that way.
Oh, they're
gone.
It counted down and it was gone. So, yeah. That being said, make sure and stick with us, and I'll be releasing all the information this week. I didn't have time to do it when I wanted to. We will begin at 4 o'clock p.m. on November 5th with your live election coverage. I know it's early, but we have a lot of topics and a lot of things to talk about. KYRO will be doing their 5 to 6 slot over there, and then they'll join us.
Cool.
At 6 o'clock when the polls start closing on the East Coast. So stick with us then if you're a business and you'd like to get on board as a sponsor to get your name out there. Hey, there's going to be a lot of people, a lot of coverage. So do so. Get a hold of Dodd. Get a hold of myself.
Yep.
You can email us info@travelingeastproductions.com or just message us on Facebook. Either one of us, or message the page. It's fine.
Yep.
One of us will get with you and we'll get that underway.
Yep.
Very affordable. Don't worry about it. Now's the time to get on board. Do it now. KYRO will be covering the state and
Cool.
local.
Nice.
And you and I, and is Jen going to be joining us?
I would say probably.
Okay. Hopefully she does.
Yeah.
We miss Jen. We'll be covering the national.
Mm-hmm.
and then we'll be tagging back and forth. There's going to be a different style on this. We'll be sending it over to them to talk about the local. They'll send it back to us to talk about the national, so on and so forth. This will be covered on KYRO 1280 AM, 105.3 FM, as well as in our video format on Facebook, YouTube, and Rumble.
Yes, so you can watch this nationwide, and you can see it. We're going to hit a lot of races.
And we are going to go as late as we need to.
Indeed.
We're not going to limit this.
No.
We and even John said he'll stay as late as we need to. We'll get this thing rolling. And if you remember 2020, we were rolling at 3:00, still scratching our heads.
Yeah, we did.
So we will do our best. Again, I'm hoping we're going to have food sponsored by Trax.
I'm pretty confident we will.
Because, man, I love that place.
It's fantastic.
So there you have that. And that'll be on November 5th. 4:00, we'll start the video feed. And then at, I want to say 6:00 probably, or 7. I'm not really sure yet from John. I can't remember. But probably at 6:00, they'll join us on the KYRO side.
Cool.
Big fun.
That'll be a lot of fun to do.
We might actually pipe in Phil once in a while.
I think
reason being is because I'd like to know what Canadians are thinking of what's happening.
Would be interesting to see what
happening.
Canadian media is reporting as well.
Yeah, let's talk. I'll get with Phil and we'll see if he wants to do that. I guarantee you he will. Because it's Phil.
I'm pretty sure he will. That'll be.
If you are watching these shows or listening to these shows and you're anywhere other than, Missouri right here, you're in another state, you're in another country.
Yep.
And you would like to be involved and maybe do some reporting for us on how it's going where you're at.
Yes.
Or you want to talk about how your country is reacting and what's happening, get a hold of us and we'll figure out how to get you involved too and get you involved.
Yeah.
In the production. That'll be fun. We're always looking for foreign, for people to chime in.
Yes. Very much so. And it's not hard. As long as you've got a laptop or a phone, we can get you on with us. That's
Quick.
Not a big deal at all. The internet is a pretty cool thing.
Oh, it's fantastic. Unless you're on X in Brazil.
Well,
actually now.
Now you're probably still going to be okay.
Elon Power.
No kidding.
So when is he going up to get the astronauts?
I don't know. I don't know when that's taking
You don't have
place.
nothing on that yet? That would be interesting to see. So yeah, there's that. Did you see the video of that cop, the deputy who jumped through the window of that truck?
Yeah.
Insane.
That was pretty cool.
So for those of you that see this, there was this truck was out of control because the driver was incapacitated.
Yeah.
So the officer drove up. They drove up close to the truck, to the truck. He climbs out the passenger side window into the truck while it's moving. Dude, some of you don't get paid enough for what you do.
Nicely done. Very nicely done. Yeah.
There is above and beyond, and then there's above and beyond. And that was above and beyond. That was fantastic.
Yeah, that one was super cool.
All right, welcome back to those of you over there at KYRO. Did you see the pro-Hamas protesters on Kamala?
Oh, no, what are they whining
They're calling her
about?
Killer Kamala, saying you can't hide. That was pretty great. There's she did a rally in Madison, and that's where that happened. You were talking about the early voting.
Yeah.
In Virginia, and the story going around is that, or the story that came out, the polling location in Fairfax County.
Yeah.
They're saying that the Trump supporters were dominating that polling.
Oh,
and that's in Virginia.
well, that's interesting.
That came out yesterday.
So here's a fun one for you from yesterday. Did you see that the Biden-Harris regime is to sanction Elon Musk in a baseless investigation over his legal purchase of X?
Illegal or legal?
Legal.
Now, okay, sanction him.
All right. The Biden-Harris Securities and Exchange Commission has been baselessly investigating Elon Musk's lawful purchase of Twitter X since 2022 and is suing him. Now the Biden-Harris regime intends to levy the full force of the law in an effort to punish one of the most...
But on what grounds?
Reuters reports...
We're just mad at you because you bought it, so we're going to sue you?
Yeah. Reuters reports on Friday that the SEC said they would sanction Elon Musk after he refused to appear in court for testimony regarding the acquisition of Twitter X. To make matters worse, they are making this decision even though his testimony had already been rescheduled for early October, demonstrating the regime was looking for an excuse to harm the world's richest man. From Reuters, the U.S. Securities Commission seeks to hold sanctions against Elon Musk after he failed to appear on the $44 billion takeover. In a court filing, the SEC said that the sanctions motion would seek to order to show cause for why Musk should not be held in civil contempt for waiting just 3 hours before the scheduled September testimony to avoid and why he was advised he would not appear.
But I don't understand.
Lawyers for Musk called the sanctions drastic and unnecessary, stating his testimony has directly been rescheduled for October 3rd previously. Last year, the regime at the SEC had sued Musk because they subpoenaed him last September to show up in San Francisco court and testify regarding the purchase. He did not show up, assuming it was a trap.
Okay.
They still have nothing behind it.
There's no violation. What's the violation?
They don't know. This is just the weaponization of another government agency.
So if you don't have a violation, how can you do this?
Because they control the courts.
I get that.
Right, but there's no legal basis behind it. They control the courts, they control the judges, they control the prosecutors.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I figured you would really enjoy that one.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's a story coming out of Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah. Now this one requires another bottle of water. So out of Chicago, you have a troubling report from WGN News that has revealed that Chicago public school teachers have been instructed by school officials to pass migrant students, illegal students, regardless of how they've done in the classes. Multiple teachers from various schools alerted the media about the issue, exposing their frustration with the mandate that they were given. One teacher recounted how she was instructed to give a student a C and promote her to the next grade despite the fact that she had failed every level of the kindergarten. And this goes on through every grade of school. These teachers have come forward and said, no, we're being told we have to pass these people. Even if they can't read, they can't speak English, nothing. Remember that thing where the left always talks about, they're greatly enhancing our culture and economy and schools because they're doing so well? They're not. They suck. Sorry.
I have no words. That is absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, I figured that would be your take on it. That's what I thought, too. I was like, what?
So, did you see that the blame game's happening now? Now they're turning Kamala's husband,
Oh, no.
and this came out of the, this was reported by the Western Journal, that Kamala's husband is blaming Biden for everything and basically is saying that Kamala has no responsibility in the last 3.5 years to what's happened to the United States.
Oh. Oh, really?
So all those failures in the last 3.5 years have nothing to do with Kamala. All Joe Biden.
Oh. Well, that's weird.
And this is, so let's blame the guy who can't even hold his own meeting. His wife has to take control of the meeting.
Yeah, what was up with that?
It was was it a staff meeting? Was it? Let me go back.
It was
up
a
here 'cause I saw
cabinet
that.
meeting.
Cabinet meeting.
So Biden hasn't called a cabinet meeting in over a year. So he calls a cabinet meeting, and Jill runs the meeting.
Jill. Yeah, but she spends the time talking about something else. I can't remember what it was.
Oh, her concern over women's issues.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
No one elected either one of you. Anyway.
So,
Yes.
Italy. The Italian Parliament
Yes.
is now drafting a law to treat violent sex offenders with chemical castration. Why bother holding them in the first place?
This is the dumbest story I've ever heard.
I don't. This is. Oh.
Just throw them in a volcano and call it a day.
Yeah.
What's the big deal?
I do have one question to go back on just a second because it just now hit me. When they say they're going to sanction Elon Musk,
Yeah.
sanction how? Like cut off his feed?
No, I believe they'll freeze his stock trading is what they're going after.
Oh, okay. Of all companies or just X?
Just X.
Oh, okay. Well, he'll be fine.
It's not like it's going to lose any value if you freeze their stock trading. Big deal.
You freeze it, actually, and it stays
Right.
as it was. And guess what? When you're done, it'll come back stronger. You just made him more powerful.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
good.
I had to ask that because I was like going, okay, that didn't, it just kind of popped in my head.
Right. Yeah. That
So,
was dumb.
Maryland.
Oh, yes.
Frederick, Maryland is now the largest municipality to approve, are you ready for this?
Not really.
Non-citizen voting.
Well, that's illegal under the U.S. Constitution.
Well, guess what? Not that Maryland wasn't going to go blue anyways. But they are actually approving non-citizen voting. That's Frederick, though. That's not the whole state. That's just Frederick.
No, but that's a major area.
But guess what's going to follow? The other municipalities
Right.
in Maryland. Oh, they did it. Now we can do it.
But
Just in time for the election. So is the new COVID. Just in time for the election.
oh, talk about that.
I have to go back and find it again.
Yeah, you sent me that article. That was
I did, didn't I? I'm gonna look it up here real quick.
yeah.
Talk about hey, Talk about Black Flag, would you?
Yeah, I was thinking about that.
And I'll find.
So if you're out and about today and you're kind of bored, maybe you're going to go down and hang out at the farmer's market down in Winfield down by the railroad tracks, then that means you need to come by and see me at Black Flag Outfitters. 203 Main Street. It's going to be a lovely day to do some fishing, some shooting. Maybe you want to go out and shoot some clay birds, something like that. Man, you need to come down. I've got a bunch of guns in. I've got a bunch of ammo. I've got new shotguns. I've got pistols. I've got all kinds of great stuff. And it's just sitting there, waiting for you. I have so many firearms that need a good, loving, forever home. They need to be adopted.
Aww.
They're lonely. Can you hear Sarah McLachlan singing? Because I can.
I will remember you.
Exactly. So you need to come down and check some of these out. Some of them are older, like an Italian Cricano, or maybe a British 303. These are older firearms, but they are loving too, and they need a home. We also have some new pups, some beautiful AR-15s, available in many different varieties. We have AR-10s. We have so many shotguns. Please come down to Black Flag Outfitters. Follow us on Facebook at Black Flag Outfitters and see what the daily deal will be. It'll be something that'll be between $50 and $75 off. So you should come by and adopt a new loving home, a new loving firearm pet today.
Yeah.
They're just looking for their forever homes.
Yeah.
Join us today. We'll be there at 11, and you won't be disappointed.
So this came out of the Jerusalem Post.
Okay?
Reported by the Jerusalem Post, and then I saw it in other places afterwards. But a new coronavirus variant is spreading. It's called XEC coronavirus, which invades the immune system, apparently, just in time for, election season. So basically, they keep saying that the coronavirus has not stopped creating new strains. This is the new one, the new variant, XEC. It was first discovered in Germany, and it's already begun to spread in Europe and the United States. So yeah, this is the new strain. Was first discovered this year. Likely evolved due to random changes in the virus's genetic code. As we genetically change that code in the factory or in the laboratory, that's how that happens.
Fair.
And mutated it. They're stating that it's a natural phenomenon in the world of virology, which it can be, absolutely, as we see in the common flu virus every year, but not like corona. And not the way this one keeps changing. It's changing way, like, it keeps, they say it's escaping the protections that are provided by the vaccines, which protect against nothing.
Nothing.
Everybody who's had 6 or 7 booster shots still gets it, so how is it protecting you? I don't get it. It's considered a variant of concern, which is a category that's been defined by the World Health Organization, specifically for variants that appear to have a significant clinical effect on humans.
Oh.
Of course. High ability to penetrate the body's cells, similar to previous variants. The preliminary studies say that it binds to receptors in lung cells, particularly leading to rapid infection. Manages to evade some of the antibodies created due to previous vaccinations or infection. Nice workaround there in the laboratory, guys. Good job.
Yeah.
So that gives it an advantage in dealing with the host's immune system. So my question is this. Symptoms are fever, dry cough, sore throat, fatigue, muscle pain, headache. How is XEC any different from the other variants? Do you hear anything different?
Not really.
Except for the fact the only thing that it's doing is beating any booster or vaccine. That's the only thing that it's doing.
Which is what the previous ones were doing.
Which is what the previous ones were already doing. So how is this any different?
Let's start the panic. Ooh, it was always there, so let's turn it up. Wow. Wow.
Yeah. So
imagine that. More panic. That's fantastic.
apparently Kamala had such low attendance numbers that the rally that she had in Georgia was in a small was in a small ballroom at Cobb Energy Performing Arts Center because there was such a low turnout,
Wow.
low attendance.
I wonder why.
So, Secret Service apparently yesterday arrested a guy who scaled the White House fence.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's been transported to the hospital.
Oh, I wonder what happened to him.
The right thing? I don't know.
I feel like a dog ate him.
So, can we go to Springfield for a moment?
Let's do it.
So, in Springfield, currently right now, the mayor, Rob Rue, is allegations have been made that he's profiting off of renting out properties to Haitian immigrants, that don't exist in Springfield.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, that's strange.
Isn't it, though?
Huh. Profit? But I thought that wasn't... They weren't doing bad things in Springfield. Oh, wait, they are doing bad things in Springfield. Weird.
So a problem that doesn't exist, yet the mayor is profiting off. That's great.
Strange.
Montgomery County,
Yes.
it's already happening. Apparently, voters are receiving ballots with incorrect names.
Oh?
And I wonder, because here's the thing. If you're and I'm going to check into this a little bit closer now because I didn't read the whole, I didn't see it. If let's say you're a Republican. Okay,
Yeah.
and you vote Republican, yet your ballot has the wrong name, then now they have a reason to throw that vote out. Would they not?
Yes. Yes.
Names and addresses led to the errors. Every voter in the district was emailed a digital version of their sample ballot. How convenient. They're talking about they're going to reprint them. So, but only because they were called out, I'm sure.
I have no doubt.
They're saying it was a problem with the spreadsheet.
You okay? Remember back in 2020 where there were people in Illinois who would go to vote and then they were like, no, your vote's already been cast.
Yeah.
No, you've already voted. No, it's already been cast. Weird how that takes place.
Ooh. Georgia State Election Board.
Yes.
They passed a rule
Okay.
requiring hand count of ballots at precinct level.
I saw that. I did see that the other day.
I approve.
I very much approve. At the local level. That is fantastic.
Hand count at the precinct level. That's fantastic.
Yeah.
Missouri, do the same thing. Every state, do the same thing. That is fantastic.
Hand count. Period. No electronic counting.
I need to forward that to the Missouri election board.
Tag Secretary of State in that post.
Right?
That's who has the power. Missouri Secretary of State. Boom.
I'll give you that.
Do it. That's a good call.
Ooh, I love it. I'm going to let you take it for just a minute.
How are you?
Yeah. This will be the Dodd's crazy section.
Oh, I don't have a crazy section anymore.
Oh,
Well, you know.
until I walk out the door and I'm not listening anymore.
Well, no, because I know John's listening somewhere, and I know I'm on the actual radio somewhere, so I have to at least be partially good. So let's talk about some great stuff that we've got this week. So Harris, decided that she was going to go down this path talking about guns again. Because, of course, Black Flag Outfitters, it's what I do, so we talk a lot about guns. But Harris went down this path, and the path, it's kind of weird. So remember how during the debate she was talking, Tim Walz and I are both gun owners, and we won't take your guns, blah, blah, blah. Everybody remember that? All right. Let's see if I can find the audio.
Responsible behaviors among everybody in the community, and just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs.
Have you heard from
Responsible behaviors among...
So that was Harris talking about how even if you are a gun owner, and she even uses the word in the sanctity of your home, it doesn't mean that they aren't going to come in and check to see that you're conducting your affairs properly. Well, that's interesting because that would be a violation of the First Amendment, dummy. I'm sorry, the Fourth Amendment, unlawful search and seizure. And this is a continual narrative from the left of, we need to make sure you're doing it right. Well, that is not your job as government. You are not the parent or the overseer. You are the subservient member of the republic.
Supposed to be.
Now, this is where Harris and the left continually fail. And then they try to play this cute game. And I've watched Republicans do it. I've watched middle-of-the-road people do it. And they're like, well, as a gun owner as well, shut up. You aren't real. What? You're going to tell me? Well, because what they're doing is a psychological game where you attempt to make a connection between the person so they find you more believable. There is nothing believable about anything that comes out of Kamala Harris's mouth. Not even slightly. She's as untrustworthy as Merrick Garland, the head of the DOJ. These two, over the last 3.5 years, has weaponized the entire U.S. government system against any person who opposes them. From local level to former presidents, they have taken every federal agency and weaponized them. No one's talking about the inquiry going on in D.C. that is still going on relating to the weaponization of federal agencies. It is a huge deal, and nobody wants to talk about it. And the reason nobody wants to talk about it, and the mainstream media is keeping it off the pages, is very simple. They have done it. They continue to do it. I have a video of a couple of agents talking to a guy at a firing range, informing him that forced reset triggers have been outlawed by the Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, and Firearms. However, he is not an idiot. So he immediately asked what congressional law was passed, to which they can't respond. What was given that made these illegal? And the agent points out, well, it's rural. To which he had to inform them of something called Chevron indifference being overturned, and that they don't have the power to make laws or rules outside of Congress in any way. But you see, the problem is most people don't pay attention. They're too busy spending their time doing absolutely meaningless activities in their day-to-day meaningless lives, doing mundane things to understand that their rights may not actually be stripped away. They may just be told they've been stripped away. And any pushback results in the ability of understanding that those rights were still intact. But if you can convince somebody the right doesn't exist, you convince them to voluntarily give it up. There you go.
Originally, this article came off of WorldNetDaily.com, WND.com.
Yes.
And I bring this one up because one of our platforms that we use is Rumble.
Yes.
Okay, it's been a great tool for us, Rumble.com. They were handed a major victory in a defamation complaint suit.
Really?
Against leftists.
Oh, tell me about this.
So, this case could well expose how tightly connected the Democrat Party is to efforts to censor conservative outlets. I'll just go ahead and give it. It says, the Rumble video platform has been handed a major victory in its war against leftist ideologies who run a web influence operation that purports to offer information about online advertising. The company now will be allowed to seek discovery or evidence in the case while it remains pending in federal court. A report at The Federalist notes the case eventually could expose how closely connected are Democrat operatives and efforts to censor conservative outlets. The report explained the ruling was that a federal judge said Rumble could proceed with discovery against Nandini Jami and Claire Atkin, who founded Check My Ads, is the name of it.
Mm-hmm.
Quote, the court's ruling also suggests the efforts by the Check My Ads co-founders to have Rumble's civil case tossed will fail.
Oh.
Meaning the country may soon learn much more about how the censorship industrial complex functions, including Democrats and Media Matters' alleged role, the report explained. Rumble complaint filed in court in Florida charges that these guys run Check My Ads, a tax-exempt group purportedly serving as an independent watchdog, reshaping the digital advertising industry. Other defendants are thought to include Media Matters, David Brock's leftist group, and others.
Wow.
Case was triggered by an October 24th, 2023 article that alleged that Rumble is heavily monetized by Google Ads. So what?
Okay.
If it is, it accused Rumble loves to boast about being free from big tech. In reality, the business appears to be heavily dependent on Google Ads. Okay, that doesn't mean that it's not free from big tech just because they're making money. That just means big tech doesn't tell them what to do.
Okay.
By far its largest advertising partner, and advertisers often have no idea their ads are appearing there. So, free ads, big deal. Rumble is part of Google Video Partners, which means Google dumps inventory there that many advertisers assume is going to YouTube, and it seems to know brands wouldn't appreciate appearing next to some of Rumble's content. It has taken steps to minimize the risk of advertisers waking up to screenshots of their ads next to Alex Jones's face. Then, Jami and Atkins post social media statements claiming Rumble was beholden to Google Ads, including one claim that Rumble was 90% funded by Google Ads. The agenda is accused of intending to pressure advertisers to stop allowing their ads on Rumble, but the lawsuit charges that 90% was false.
Oh, boy.
That it actually was getting less than 1% of the company's total revenue there.
Oh, boy.
Rumble charged the defendants made false claims to imply it is susceptible to a material financial risk, and they diminished Rumble's brand in the eyes of shareholders and more. So it goes on and on. 2% of total advertiser spending on Rumble.com. Okay, it says the complaint highlights interactions between Rumble and the defendants, which plaintiff alleges shows they knew the claims about the dependency on Google were false. Rumble further alleges that Atkins and Jamie, whatever, knew their claims were false because the duo were familiar with Media Matters' statement from 2022 that Google's ad network made up only 2% of total advertiser spending on Rumble.com in the last year.
Oh, wow. So basically they were trying to convince people that Rumble was Google so that they would discourage the use of Rumble. I'm following this line of
But
thought.
here's what's funny about that. You and I have both stepped away from Google as a search engine because it hides a lot of stuff. So while Google is playing to your Democrat socialist narrative,
Yes.
you're claiming that it's bad for the money that's going on. I don't get it.
It's idiotic. Wow.
That makes no sense whatsoever. So yeah, that the new Trump ads.
Yeah.
Pretty funny. Pretty funny.
They're pretty fantastic.
There's one with Reagan.
That one's pretty good.
He basically asking Americans, like you'd said earlier, are you better off than you were 4 years ago?
And
Well, I'm not.
I'm not. And I feel like nobody else is either. Ugh. Well, that's fun.
So yeah, there's that. Real quick again, big thank you to our sponsors.
Yeah.
You guys make all this stuff possible. We've got about 19 and a half minutes left on this show.
Very much appreciate you guys hopping in and being a part of the show. That is definitely a good time. Of course, big thank you to Blue Line Lawn Care. We appreciate having you guys. Find them on Facebook at Blue Line Lawn Care for landscaping, grass cutting, leaf raking, planting new plants, giving your house that fall look.
Yeah.
Definitely. Of course, Dave and Holly over at Safe Harbor Insurance Winfield. Find them on Facebook. They can insure anything. And they are really, really great. They're brokers, so they can go through and choose from over 20 different companies that can find you exactly the policy you are looking for. And that's a big deal. So much fun.
Big thank you to those of you that follow us. Al, we see you there every single week, and we're happy for that. Thank you, sir.
Happy to have you, buddy.
And those of you that communicate with us, we're real happy. So
Hey,
follow us again on Facebook, Traveling East Productions. Go to YouTube, Traveling East Productions. Give us a like and a follow there. Rumble. We can add more local stuff, but you have to give it to us. You have to send it to us. We don't have the time to get out there. If there's something going on, you've got a video, you've got something you want to publish, you got something that needs to get out there, send it to us. Info at travelingeastproductions.com, and we'll get it out there. We can't report it if we don't know about it.
Correct. And if you want to do a report and you have the information and everything matches up and you want to remain anonymous, we can do that.
Absolutely.
That is not a problem. We are happy to remain anonymous, that you remain anonymous. That is not a big deal. But you've got to send us the info at travelingeastproductions.com.
And on top of that, if you would like to be a news correspondent on here and
Yes.
get credit for your work, you know what?
Reach out.
Write an article, send it to info at travelingeastproductions.com, and you might get it, and it just might air.
Exactly.
And you'll get complete credit for it, without a doubt.
Yeah. You got
Because
some.
I know there's people out there with writing skills. I know you're out there.
Yeah. You want to keep your name off it? Fine.
Yeah.
That's okay. We don't mind. It's completely fine. And whoever it is you want to talk about, you got the info, we'll talk about them. You want to talk about the county? You want to talk about the city? We don't care.
Sure.
Send us the info.
Now, also,
Yeah.
if you've been wanting to do your own podcast,
Oh, yes.
if you've been wanting to create your own content, I don't care what it is, contact us at Traveling East Productions. We'll get you in the studio. We'll help you out.
Yeah.
Info at Traveling East Productions. We'll get a hold of you. And it doesn't matter what it is. Maybe you want your own podcast. Okay, great. I can do that for you. Maybe here pretty soon we're going to be doing some cooking with old Lee Thompson over there at Smoking Butts.
Yeah.
We'll be filming that. If you want to cook, fine, we'll do that. You want to do whatever it is you want to do.
Here's the thing.
I can't guarantee it'll air on this network, but I'll produce it for you.
You could definitely produce. Here's the thing. It costs a crap load of money to create a good studio. Or you could just get Traveling East Productions to do it for you. And it won't cost you a crap load of money. And then you will have an active podcast. Is that what you want? Not a big deal. You have a location you want it done at? Cool. You want to do it in the studio? Cool. Whatever you want, reach out. This is what Traveling East Production does. It's what they were founded on, and it's what they are really good at. There is a lot of produced podcasts out there that you don't even know they're involved in, because that's how they roll. So please, join us. Election night coverage coming up here pretty soon. We want to make sure you're on with us. If you are a business or a person and you want to be a sponsor of that, then feel free. Reach out to one of us or info at travelingeastproductions.com. Tell us what you got. It's super affordable, and it is actually the most cost-effective thing we do in the course of the year. In 2020, for a presidential election, we had thousands of views. Not hundreds, thousands. Local elections, we get in the thousands. You want to spend 4 hours with thousands of a presidential election, it could be 12 hours. But it will be the most continual, nonstop information about your business or whatever it is you want supported that takes place for your advertising buck.
Yeah.
Just reach out, become a sponsor. It's cool. Because we love doing election night coverage.
It's actually one of my most enjoyable things. I enjoy every 4 years getting to do the presidential ones are my favorites. November is usually my favorite because it's national.
Yeah.
Not so much in April and all. It's just, but November is usually the one.
But November's fun because we have House races, we have Senate
Yes.
races, we have governor races, we have presidential races, we have everything in November, and that makes it very cool. It also makes it kind of crazy, but that's all right. If you like to hold on tight and see some crazy some crazy broadcasting, this is where you get it.
So this just came in.
Oh yeah,
It just popped up. Anyways, I guess it was reported yesterday. But apparently there was a standoff in Texas.
No.
And a crime-fighting robot, outsmarted the suspect.
Okay.
It dodged the bullets, tear-gassed the gunman, and pinned him to the ground.
Oh. Well, all right then. Wow.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, so Oh, I know what we can do. We haven't done for a little while.
I
Fill up
knew
the
you were
rest of
going
our
to get there
time.
eventually.
We haven't done this for a while, so let me go back here.
I know what we're doing. If you don't know what we're doing, I do. And this is going to be our quick look into international, probably historic stuff.
What?
Probably going over to the Jerusalem Post, because there's always some pretty good stuff on there.
There is. There is. We're going to start with... So apparently there was 15 Hezbollah commanders that were killed in the strike. IDF confirmed assassination of Ibrahim Akil.
Yeah.
How about that? That's what it
Yeah.
is. IAF commander says it told everybody in a briefing that they remain at the highest state of alert. 5.3 magnitude earthquake, I guess, in Taiwan. No immediate reports of damage. 5.3, that's pretty good, right? I don't know much about those. Iran's supreme leader says that Israel is committing shameless crimes. I'm not surprised. It's an all-out war on Israel, it seems. So, for fun, is there something on there you wanted to...
Speaking of earthquakes, did you see there was an earthquake? It was like 4 miles deep, but it was like a 2.5 just on the other side of Old Monroe the other night.
No.
Yeah. It was like 2.5 miles west of the city of Old Monroe out by the river. Anyway, just thought I'd throw that out there. I thought it was kind of cool.
Well, that's... I did not see that.
There was no damage reported. It was just a deep ground rumble.
So, there was an ancient seal with a winged genie inscribed Jewish name found in Jerusalem. 2,700-year-old seal. Had a winged finger. Wow, my words. A winged figure, Hebrew script. It reveals the Assyrian influence during the First Temple era in Jerusalem.
That's pretty cool.
Well, here's the thing. At that time, nothing says that Assyrian artifacts didn't make their way into Jerusalem, and nothing says that Jerusalem artifacts didn't make their way into Assyrian cities.
Yeah.
So, it's just the way things go. But yeah, that's pretty cool. They're about to open some new wall paintings in Ashkelon to the public. These paintings depict Greek mythological characters such as Demeter, Medusa, and nymphs, and also include floral decorations and images related to nature. So that's kind of cool. Let's see. They found some human bones in Spain. They figure are those of a medieval bishop behind, I guess, what's a popular pilgrimage there, a place where everybody goes to, do whatever.
Interesting.
Oh, Serbia plans to remove 80 more sunken ships. Their sunken Nazi explosive-filled warship was discovered after 80 years underwater.
Really?
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, they found some more jewelry. Some victims of the Pompeii volcanic eruption.
Ooh, that's always cool stuff.
They were found with jewelry. That's pretty cool. Some 5th century Persian gold coins was unearthed in Turkey. In Notion, Turkey.
Nice.
Let's see. Ooh, the largest ever Second Temple era quarry was discovered.
Really?
Har Hatzvim High Tech Park. That's where it was. But yeah, the largest ever Second Temple era quarry.
Wow.
It's neat to see it's neat to go back and see like the scenes, like how they like if you look at the pictures, okay,
Yeah.
of these old quarry areas
Yeah.
and how clean the cuts are. Like they actually, for instance, and I'm going to use Egypt as an example on this because, you know, Egypt would cut out these huge, what's it called? The tall standing...
Like the obelisk?
Yeah, an obelisk. Thank you. They would cut out these obelisks. But here's the thing. They're not separate stones. They were cut in the ground as they laid.
Yes.
Exactly how they are. One piece like that and moved. And then you go and you look at the pictures of these sites and you can see where these huge pieces of granite and everything were just cut out. Literally chiseled by hand. Guys are sitting there literally they are carving this thing as they're cutting the rock out of other rock.
It's pretty cool.
It's amazing to see how what we consider low technology and what they were able to do with it.
Made some really cool stuff.
Keep hitting my microphone there. But yeah, that's pretty cool stuff. So yeah, that's a look at some archaeology.
Oh, you got another one?
Okay. Some
Yeah.
archaeologists uncovered a mural of a Westerner blonde trader in ancient Tang Dynasty tomb. There's a mural
Okay.
of a blonde Westerner trader, a person.
Right. In the Tang Dynasty?
Tang Dynasty.
Well, that right there could really alter some of your when you think people discovered who when.
Westerner could be European, could be, and Tang Dynasty was.
Wow.
That's
pretty cool.
that one I find very interesting. How we were able. I mean, it could. Was it a trader that was lost at sea? How did he make his way there? You know, we're Tang Dynasty. You know, we're not talking Singaporean. We're talking. You know, it's just. It's very interesting.
It is really interesting. And, you know, we've talked about this before. Even though you were taught in school that everybody thought the world was flat and that you'd fall off the edge, there's one thing that we've begun to discover pretty heavy. Not as many people thought the world was as flat as you were thought the world was flat.
Oh, now it's flat again, though.
Well, yeah. I just think it's interesting because you've got these, you know, you've got weird things. You've got rune stones in California in the ground. You've got giant rune stones in southern Florida. So somebody crossed some oceans and did some stuff. But hey, whatever. You just keep believing what may or may not be the real history. It's okay. History is interesting because there's so much more to it than what you've been taught.
A lot of history is written by the victor,
yeah,
but then a lot of history is reprised and rewritten Because here's what's funny. It's not funny. It's actually very sad. But regarding this, the history that you and I were taught in school is reprised and taught differently in school today.
Yes.
Definitions have changed.
Yes.
Narratives have changed.
Heavily.
The bad guy becomes the good guy, and the good guy's now the bad guy. It's just, there's that. And this is what your kids are learning.
It is.
We got 2 minutes.
Interesting.
You can see it there on the
concepts.
clock.
Yes, I can. Well, we're going to go down to the gun shop. You should come down and join us. Black Flag Outfitters. We're at 203 Main Street. Follow us on Facebook at Black Flag Outfitters. Come down. Come hang out with us today. Got bow fishing stuff, guns, ammo. You can have yourself a pretty fun weekend. Go do some fishing. Do that kind of stuff. Farmer's Market is going on directly across from my shop by Tukey's Car Wash in that big open parking lot. Come down and check that out. We, of course, thank our sponsors very much, Black Flag Outfitters, and we've got Blue Line Lawn Care and Landscaping. Dave and Holly over at Safe Harbor Insurance, we appreciate having them. Of course, Traveling East Productions, the greatest in audio, video entertainment. Let them do some work for you because that's a real thing and they're great at it. Also, hopefully you're taking, if you're just catching the end of the show, remember you can listen to this show on anywhere that you listen to podcasts. Just type
We're working
in.
on that even more.
Yes. Look that up.
Actually, the site that we were using doesn't work the same way it used to. It doesn't automatically throw it out there to everything like it used to. Right now, we're only on Spotify, but this week, will be setting it up to go to all the others.
So you can find us on Spotify. Be sure to go out and follow us on Rumble, on YouTube, on Facebook, all Traveling East Productions. You can see all of our great content that we put out. You can join us on Wednesday night for Not Politically Correct. That will be a fantastic show with Lee and I and CT. And, of course, we appreciate everybody who tunes in and listens to us on headbangersradio.com.
Absolutely.
They replay us, and we really, really appreciate that. So if you guys like it, give us a follow on one of those ways. And if you have a chance, share the video feed with your Facebook friends, etc., so we can get more followers and we can get greater conversation. Give it.
Stay awake, not woke, and we'll see you next week.
Bye, guys.